Hi kids, it's me, Miss Barbara, back for another video with you. I want to do some more learning with you today about math. But first I wanted to say hi. I'm thinking about all of you. I miss you. Hi Annie. Hi Colton. Hi Ellie. Hi Gage. Hi Lane. Hi Megan. Coco wanted to say hi too. I wondered if you guys were missing her. She's actually looking around a lot, but I wanted you to see her because it's fun to have Coco with us when we did our learning, right? And you haven't seen her in a while. I'm going to let her go though, and I'm going to talk to you about some things about math. Remember me telling you that math is the word we use to learn a lot about numbers. And when you're really little, you learn how to count. That's like math, and you learned that a long time ago. And then you also learned just how to recognize what a number looks like and write it, the same as you do with your letters. And we had these flashcards that we used to practice numbers that were bigger numbers, not just 1, 2, 3, but also some bigger numbers that have two numbers together. And remember, we would practice the flashcards sitting in Joey's room by the TV, over there in the little TV room we have right next to the preschool. I would take one of you at a time and we would practice the big numbers. So this one, if you remember, is 35. We start here and we say 35, right? I'm just reminding you of a couple. This one would be 78, right? And remember, this one, if it's a teen, the 1 is always first. So when you see a 1 first, it's a teen. So this is 17. And then if it's got a 0, like this one, you don't say the 0. You don't say 50, 0. You just say 50, right? So that's a little bit of a reminder of when we were learning to recognize big numbers. We also have done lots of different things with numbers that have helped you learn math. And we're going to do more of that today, but I want to remind you of what you've already learned, because you've learned a lot about math. All of this year and even last year when you were with me last year. Everyone was here last year except Lane, but Lane has learned a lot this year too. One of the first things we did that came with learning math was we used to make little piles of our tokens, remember? And we might have some over here and some over here, and we would count them and add them on our hands. So 1, 2, 3 over here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over here. And so on our hands, we would start with one of the numbers and count to the other one. So we could say 3 and count 5 more. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we counted 5 more and we got to 8. And then if we counted them all, we'd find out it was 8. We could also start with this number. We could say 5 and add 3 more. 6, 7, 8. And we added 3 more and we got to 8. So you could say 5 plus 3, or you could say 3 plus 5. And either way, it's the same answer, which is 8. And we used to line them up and count them to make sure, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then we started to look at the numbers in a number sentence. And I might have had 3 plus 5 equals 8. And we would look at it, that's like a number sentence. And I forgot to write out the equals, but the equals would just be the 2 lines right here. And so that's our number sentence, and we could say it, 3 plus 5 equals 8. And we sometimes did it with a sentence that goes across like that is called a horizontal number sentence, and it means it goes across. A little later in this video, I'm going to show you what a vertical number sentence or number problem looks like. But I just wanted to remind you about this one first. Also, when we were learning about math, we would do this fun box where we saw pictures. And we did this even a little while ago in a video where you had to match the picture with the right answer. And there were pictures that looked like this, and then all the answers were the numbers, right? And so if I pick this one, I would count these apple cores, 1, 2, 3, 4, plus 1, 2. So 4 plus 2 equals, and then I would pick the 6, because watch, 4 plus 2 more, 5, 6 equals 6. 4 plus 2 equals 6. And we would put those pieces together when we found the right number sons that went together. So we played with those a lot, and you guys got good at those. Then we also played with patterns, and that was this set, remember? And this has lots of different kinds of patterns in it. It has some of the ones that were shapes and some of the ones that were the clowns. And then I brought out these ones that were the pencils. So there's a couple of different patterns here. This one says yellow, blue, red, yellow, blue, red, yellow, blue, and we had to find the right piece to go here that would make that pattern keep going. And that would be this one. Yellow, blue, red, yellow, blue, red, yellow, blue, red, yellow, blue, right? This one's a little bit different, and it says blue, green, red, yellow. Blue, green, red, yellow. And this piece fits because it keeps going. Blue, green, red, and then it could go yellow and keep going. These crayons don't fit on the other set, right? They have to be the right pattern to fit on there. So we played a lot with patterns, and we even did patterns with these, if you remember. I might go like this and say my pattern is red, yellow, green. And then I would ask you to copy it, and you would copy it right down below and do your pattern down below. Or I might go, tell me what comes next. Red, yellow, green. Red, yellow, and then I would point to one of you and you would say green, and I would put down my green. And then I would point to another person and say, what comes next? And that person would say red, because our pattern is red, yellow, green, red, yellow, green, red, yellow, green, red, yellow, green, right? So we played a lot with color patterns, and then we learned that there was patterns all over in the world. There's patterns on my rug. Remember, we talked about the little pattern that's here that's just orange, yellow, orange, yellow, orange, yellow. Also, it's square, triangle, square, triangle, square, triangle. So we talked about all the patterns around our room and around the world that we see when we're out driving around. And we spend a lot of time on patterns, if you remember. And I just want to keep telling you a few things again that you've already learned, because you've learned so much about math already. And I want to show you some new things today after we keep reminding ourselves. We played this game called Mighty Minds, and it has all these fun pieces that we would dump out on the floor, and you would get to build pictures with those, like easy ones at the very beginning, like this one tells you to find the green, yellow, and red diamonds and bring them over, but then put them into this shape. And so you had to play around with how do they fit into that shape and fit together. That was one of the easy ones. And then we went into some hard ones like this, where they only gave you a few ideas of what to put in there. And so we put those few pieces on there, and then you had to come up with other pieces that would fit around there. So we had to like do these little pieces to fit over here and squeeze in. But then on some of the other points of this star, we could pick some bigger pieces, like we might pick this one for here, and put a triangle in that spot and build out the star like that. Okay, so making those patterns with the pieces is a great math skill too, and it helps you see shapes and the way that they fit together in a space. So we enjoyed playing Mighty Minds together too. Then we also, if you remember in our math book, learned about number lines. And we started by, I showed you that we do these little hops when we count from one number to another. So if I want to add the orange popsicles and the red popsicles, I first count my orange ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I can count by how many red ones I have by hopping, and I find out how many I have all together. So if I start on 5, I put one finger here and I keep it there, and I hop with my other finger. I hop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more, and I got to 10. So 5 plus 5 more hops gets me to 10. So that means 5 plus 5 equals 10. And we learned about number lines and we practiced them, if you remember, with these. And you guys got to pick one to put in front of you, and we played a lot of times with hopping with our fingers. I would say, let's do 3 plus 6 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What do you end up with? 9, because that's what the number line shows. Or start with 5 and count 3 more. Add 3 more. 1, 2, 3. What do you end up with? 8. So 5 plus 3 is 8, and we showed it on our number line. So a lot of different ways that you have learned about math. And what I'm going to try to teach you tonight is a different way of doing a math problem called a vertical math problem. So up on the board, this is a horizontal math problem. It goes across. 3 plus 2 equals 5. 3 plus 2 more, 4, 5 equals 5. And I just counted my 2 more and I got to 5. We could say the same thing going down from top to bottom. That's called a vertical math problem or vertical math sentence. And it starts at the top and it says 3 plus 2 equals 5. So this line is like the equals is here. It's only one line instead of 2, but that's how you say it. 3 plus 2 equals 5. So it's the same sentence, this one across and this one going down. And the reason we want to learn how to do them going down is because we're going to use those bigger numbers now. We're going to use numbers like this to add. Those are harder. Those are harder to count because they're big numbers. So we have to do those this way, a vertical math problem instead of just on a number line or just using our hands to count. So I want to show you how to do that because you have a worksheet in this packet that is going to show you how to do that. And when you get to the big school, they're going to be doing a lot of fun math that's like this. So I wanted you to know how to do it. So I'm going to show you first on the board, and then we'll come over to the table to do more of it. So let's say I have one that says 15 plus 22 equals, okay? So the first thing we have to do when we have two numbers, 1, 2, 1, 2, when we have them like that, we have to do it one half first and then the other half. So I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to use this piece of paper to cover up one half. We start with this half over on the right. So I'm going to just cover that part up, and I'm going to say 5 plus 2. 5 plus 2 is 5, 6, 7. 5 plus 2 is 7. I counted 2 more and I got to 7. So I put the 7 down below the 5 and the 2. Then I uncover that and I'm going to do this part. And I could cover it up over here just so it doesn't show. And now I'm going to do 1 plus 2 for this side. So 1 plus 2 more, 2, 3 equals 3. I added 2 more and I got to 3. So I put 3 down below. So remember, I started on this side and came straight down. And I wrote my 7 right underneath there. I didn't make it too big because I still had to write a number over here. And then I did 1 plus 2 and I wrote my 3 down below there. Let's try another one, okay? Let's do 46 plus 31 equals. Okay, those are big numbers, right? We couldn't add those all on our hands, but we can if we split it in half and do half at a time. So again, this one comes first, these ones over on this side. So if I cover up this side so that they're not showing right now, we can say 6 plus 1. That's pretty easy. It's just 1 more than 6. 6 plus 1 more, 7. So I can write my 7 down here. Then I can uncover and do this side next. 4 plus 3. 4 plus 3 more. Ready? 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7 also. So I put a 7 there. And my new number is 77. So 46 plus 31 equals 77. And I did it by just coming down on one half and then the other. And 15 plus 22 equals 37. So that's how you do a vertical math problem. And you have a sheet in your packet today that looks like this. And there's lots of them to practice with. You might want to just practice with a few at a time. These ones don't even have a number down here, so it's a little bit easier. It's like there's a 0. So look at the first one. It says 15 plus 2 equals. So remember, we start here first. 5 plus 2, 5, 6, 7. I counted 2 more and I got to 7. I put my 7 down below. And then I come to this side next, and it's 1 plus nothing, like there's a 0 there. 1 plus nothing is 1. It's the same number. So I just bring the 1 down, and my new answer, my new number is 17. Because remember, if there's a 1 in front, it's always a teen. Let's try this one. 15, oh, it's almost the one I had over there. 15 plus 21. So we start with this part. 5 plus 1, 5, 6. Adding 1, I just get a 6. So I write my 6 down below. And then I come to this side, and I do 1 plus 2. 1 plus 2 more. 2, 3. I added 2 more, and I got to 3. So my new number, my answer is 36. Let's try this one down here. This one says 10 plus 61. So I start with this side. Remember, we always start with this side first. 0 plus 1. 0 is nothing. So 0 plus 1 more is 1. We just say 0, 1 to get to that one. So there's my 1. And then 1 plus 6. 1 plus 6 more. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I counted 6 more, and I got to 7. So my 7 goes here. And so 10 plus 61 equals 71. So you could practice that with all of those on there. They are a little tricky. They will take some time. Try not to get frustrated. Just do your best. Your mom or dad will help you. And when you get to the big school and you see number problems that look like this, that go vertical, down on the board or down on a paper, you'll be able to say, I did those and I know how to do those. So try your best with those. We also did some math the other day where we did, I think this was a couple weeks ago, you did this one with the number sentences that look like this. Remember, these are the ones called horizontal number sentences. 2 plus 1 equals 3. And you had to draw a line to which picture that was describing. And we had to count the animals to see which one went with which number sentence. So 2 elephants plus 1 elephant is this one, 2 plus 1. So you drew a line there. That's one of the sheets you did a couple weeks ago. And then just recently we did greater than and less than. Remember, with these sideways V's that showed less than if it was the small end of the V and greater than if it was the big end of the V. And you did that one with the bowling pins. And you also did this one with odds and evens. And remember, you had to circle the evens and X out the odds. All of those are math, and you've learned a lot of things about math, and you have a really smart brain when it comes to math. So I wanted to remind you of all that and ask you to try this one with the vertical math problems too. So good luck with that. I really appreciate how hard you're working at home to do your learning, and I really miss you and hope I get to see you again soon. But for now, I'll say goodbye, and there may be another video later coming up in a little while. Bye-bye.